Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to film my May check-in for my hashtag Team Project Pan 2020. So this is a full face rolling Project Pan series that I started with Hayley. We did it last year, we're doing it again this year. I'll link the playlist down below. So if you need to know more about it and like what it's all about, you can check out the introduction. But like I just said, it's a full face. So everything I'm wearing today except for my half lashes are these products, which is great. I've been really enjoying having a full face project pan because if I can't think of what to wear or I just want to put makeup on that works all together, I know I can reach for my project pan products and they all create a full face, which is fantastic. So I've been really loving that and it means I've been getting really good progress on my project pan as well. This month I'm filming it a little bit early because I was actually thinking that I won't be making much progress this month and that my sort of check-in will come quite late, but baby's late. So it's been the opposite. I've been playing with makeup as a distraction. I've been really loving my Project Pan products. They've been working together really, really well. So I just keep reaching for them every day. And then I might reach for something like a little bit different to just vamp up the look a little bit. But because I have been reaching for it so much, I've made some really good progress. And I know for a fact this is going to be my last video I'm going to film before baby arrives because we've got an exit strategy, which is great. So I know for a fact that when I edit this, it will be after baby's here. So this will be my last video for a little while. All right, on to the products that I have used up, and I've actually used up quite a few. I was expecting to use up at least one, but I think I've used up 4. So this first one is my cleanser from La Roche-Posay. I only introduced this last month. I actually stood it upside down and marked it here, so I only had this amount to go. And the reason why I was putting this in my project pan was because the little prong that kind of keeps it closed broke, and it made it really hard to store this because I had to store it upside down. I did actually use this up pretty quickly because I also used it as a bit of a chest and back body wash. So that's done. I used up my Batiste Dry Shampoo. So this is the damage control one. I did actually predict that I was going to use this one up pretty quickly because there wasn't much in it. So I did actually roll in a new hair product last month just preemptively, but I'll roll in another dry shampoo as well because I can. So I'll do that in a second, but I've used this up. This was actually pretty tough. So I used up my sunscreen. This is the SunSense Anti-Aging Face SPF. I actually really like this sunscreen on a daily basis, but because we've been, homebound and not allowed to leave the house unless you're going to the doctor's or the supermarket or whatever, I haven't actually been using sunscreen much, and I didn't see the need for an SPF 50 plus, which is a pretty high SPF for just staying at home. So you could see that this was the progress over the last few months. So that's when I introduced it. That's month 1, 2, and at the 3rd month check-in, I have used it up. So it's all empty, but it did take a bit of effort. I have been going for a few walks just to kind of get baby moving. So I do use this when I go on walks, but it was effort. I literally just used this up yesterday. Oh, I lie, I actually used up 5 products. So I also used up my face mist. So this is the Mecca Cosmetica Makeup Perfecting Mist, and that once again is the tracking. So you can see that I was pretty much doing sort of like a third, and then I've used it up. So again, I only used this up, I think earlier this week or end of last week. So that's done. I'll roll something new in a second. One thing I didn't predict that I was going to use up was actually my concealer. So this is from Flower Beauty. It's a Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I actually took out the stopper and, got to a point where there's like nothing in there. It was coming up pretty much dry on the wand. You can see how empty that is. I wasn't expecting it to be so empty so quickly, but I'm happy it is because I didn't love this concealer. All right, so since this is a rolling project pan, so for everything I use up and take out, I roll something new in of a similar category or the same category. So this is my last Batiste Dry Shampoo of this range. So when this actually did launch in Australia, I went to like a showcase thing and I got sort of one of each, which is why I'm slowly sort of working through them. This is the De-Frizz one. I think I actually did declutter one of them that left a lot of white casts. There was actually 4, but my goal is to use the 3 that I had left over because I've had them for quite a while. I think out of the range, this is proving to be one of my favorite ones, so I think I'll get through this pretty quickly. I did weigh this to begin so I can track progress, but it doesn't have too much to go. So I know from a fact that the empty bottles weigh just over 50 grams, and since this weighs currently 111 grams, I don't think it's going to take me too long to get through this, which is good because again, I've got like a stockpile of dry shampoos. I do use them quite frequently, so that's totally fair, but I do think my graveyard of dry shampoos I should get through this year. So yeah, so I'm introducing this. To replace my finishing spray, I'm actually going to introduce this one from Jouer. I love this range and I've got all of them. There's 4 different scents because they're 4 different seasons, so a new one for each season. But this is my least favorite of the 4. Now, I love the formula of this heaps. Like, it's got a layer of oil and then it's got just the sort of finishing mist. So it is quite nourishing, but it's such a micro fine mist that it applies a small fine layer and it just is beautiful. But again, I was looking at my sort of drawer of primers and finishing sprays, and this is one of the oldest ones I have in my collection that's currently open. And out of the range of 4 that I've got, this is my least favorite. The next one that I don't like too much is the green one. So I think this will take a long time to get through. It actually, if you get close to it, it looks like the level is low, but that's because there's a layer of oil. So it's actually up to here, which is heaps. And because it does dispense such a small amount at any one time, I reckon this is going to take me quite a long time to get through. And then what I might do is target the green one. The pink and the yellow I love and I don't want to use up. But these ones I'm like, look, I may as well use them up. They've been around for long enough and they're not my favorites in the range, but it's a good product. I'm actually going to use some now because it's such a beautiful fine mist. It doesn't even feel like you can use quite a lot because it doesn't like splurt onto your face. It's this really, really gentle fine mist. And it just hydrates your skin. And because you shake in the oil, it just is such a beautiful finish. So it's a really nice product. Just a very masculine scent that's not my favorite. All right, when it comes to the concealer, I actually don't have too many concealers open at the moment. So concealer's not a problem area for me, and I was thinking of just not putting in a concealer, but I thought, no, I can, why not? I was going to put in my Maybelline Fit Me because I think that's the one I've had open the longest, but I couldn't for the life of me find it, and I think it might actually be in my hospital overnight bag, which is in my car. So I thought, look, that can stay in there for a bit, and what I'll do is I'll actually focus on the Nabla. This is the Close Up Stay Full Smooth Concealer. This is in the shade Light Peach, and this is a fairly new concealer to me. I actually only got it in December, but it's not my favorite concealer in the world, and it's a little bit light for me. So because winter is coming up, so we're in autumn at the moment in Australia, I thought, look, this is a good time to try to use as much as I can, because then when winter is over, I'll probably not reach for this too much. So I'll see if I can use it for the next few months and see how I go with it. But I'm not pressuring myself to use it up because it's pretty much full and it's very fresh. So yeah, I'll probably keep this in for the next couple of months until I do the quarterly refresh, and I'll decide if I want to keep it in, but that's what I thought I'd do. And to replace the 2 skincare items, I thought I'd put in body items because I do have a serum already in my project pan, and I thought the sunscreen, I think I put in my like body category, so I may as well replace it with body products. And the cleanser was just sort of like a bonus because I wanted to focus on using it up because the packaging had broken. So I've got 2 products from Lush that I found when I was cleaning out my cupboard. These are old and they were unused. So I thought what I'll do is I'll force myself to use them because they're nice products. I have been using them the last couple of weeks, so there is some usage. I have marked on the, there we go, with nail polish, the nail polish I'm wearing today. I've marked where they're up to. So pretty much I've got the Bucks Fizz body conditioner. This was a holiday body conditioner. This smells really good and I really like body conditioners. So it smells like orange and grapefruit, which is gorgeous. So essentially what this is, it's like instead of a conditioner for your hair, it's a conditioner for your body. So after you've washed your body, you apply this, let it sit for a little bit, and then you rinse it off, and it leaves your body feeling sort of conditioned without it feeling too greasy. And I really like that because there's some areas of my body that if I put body lotion on, it can cause like breakouts and stuff because my body just doesn't like being covered in moisturizer. So this is a really nice way to sort of like moisturize those areas that you normally neglect. So I have been using this a bit, but again, I want to focus on this to use it up because it technically is off, but it performs really nicely, so I'm not complaining. Then I have the Once Upon a Time body lotion. Again, I quite like this body lotion. I've been using it on my legs and body and you know, on my arms and whatnot. And that's how much I've got in it. So I've got quite a lot. This one, I don't like the scent as much. It's very, very strong and it lingers and it sort of smells a bit confused. It reminds me a bit of like when you walk into a Lush store and you just smell everything combined. That's what this sort of smells like. Whenever I come to bed wearing this, my partner's like, you smell like a Lush store. And I'm like, that's because I'm wearing a Lush product. But yeah, so this is a pretty strong product. But what I do like about it is it's a body lotion, not like one of those thick, oily body products that they have. They have some body lotions that are very, very thick and greasy. This one is a bit more lightweight. It's just very, very punchy with the scent. So you can only, you got to brace yourself when you use it. So yeah, I like both of these products, but they are getting old and I totally forgot that I had them. So I'm trying to target them both to use them up. All right, so time for products that I've made decent progress on. And most things this month I've made some decent progress on. There's only one product that I've made no progress on because I have not used it, but the rest I've made some either very visible or noticeable progress, which I'm really happy with because again, I think next month it will slow down a little bit, but because these products work so well together, the base products work well together, the powder works well, the, you know, cheek products, everything's just working so well that I'm so happy to reach for them every day. And because I'm so used to using them, you just sort of like get into a groove of wanting to use them every day. So I've been seeing some really good progress. So the first one is on my bronzer, this massive bronzer. I will have a photo of it on the screen from last month and I have hit pan. So I pretty much hit pan, I think within a week of my last update, and I've just been extending the pan. So yeah, so I'm happy with the progress on that. I'm still using it. I'm wearing it today. It's a nice color. It's not too dark or not too warm, so I can wear it throughout winter. I don't actually know what I want to do with this, like if I want to use it up completely or if I just want to make the pan bigger, but I sort of feel like if the pan keeps getting bigger, I'm just going to try to use it up completely. Oh my God. Okay, so this one I'm excited about, and every day I'm excited to use this because I see the progress and it's making me happy. So this is actually my blush palette. So this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Color Wheel blush palette. So I'm wearing this today with the highlighter that's in it. And check that out, guys. I don't know if you can see. We'll zoom in a second. But last time I had hit pan on this. Now I've hit pan on 2 blushes and also this highlighter down here as well. So pretty much I've hit pan on 4 of these, which is crazy. So let's zoom in to have a good look at it. All right, so there'll be a photo on the screen of where this was at last time. I had just hit pan on this. I think you could see the rings in this and the ring in that, but earlier this week I hit pan on that. And I've been using the combination of these two quite a bit. That's what I'm wearing today with this highlighter. So I don't know if that shows that it's been wearing down, but the pattern is reducing a little bit. But yeah, so those two I'm very proud of. When it comes to this side, I've only hit pan on the highlighter. So I've been wearing this most of the month. And it took me only, you know, since last check-in to actually hit pan on it. I've worn this bronzer kind of blush shade a couple of times. I think I might try to hit pan on that more in winter where I like more of a rosy colored bronzer. With these, I haven't really used them. I've used them as eyeshadows a couple of times, but nothing to show any noticeable difference. But yeah, I think I've done a really good job on that. The fact that we're only, like at the moment, it's the end of April and I've made some really good progress on the highlighters and hit pan on 2 of the blushes. I'm really impressed with this. This is not a product where I want to use up every single blush by the end of the year. I'm happy to sort of neglect a couple. So this kind of color here, which is like a Barbie pink, I'm probably not going to wear that color, so I'm not going to force myself to do it. Same as maybe this really dark blush. I probably won't be able to use this too much, but if I can keep going the way I'm going and hit pan on the rest of them, I'd be really happy. And if I can use up the highlighters as well, which I think I'll be able to do because I use quite a lot of it in a look because it doesn't look too harsh. So I can actually go pretty heavy handed and it looks really nice. So yeah, I prefer this one. As you can see, it's sort of matches my skin tone a bit nicer, but in the cooler weather and with like fairer skin, this one is working a treat as well. So I'm doing good things with that one. All right, with my serum that I introduced last month, I introduced the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5 serum. Now, the reason I introduced this was simply because I've got a couple of hyaluronic acids open. I thought, look, this is the oldest one. But look, I'm down to there. So I started here, I'm down to there. To be fair, I have been going really heavy-handed with skincare because since I've been using a lot of body products, I find myself getting out of the shower or like twice a day, I will be sort of naked, putting stuff on my body, putting stuff on my face, and often it means that serums get extended down my chest and, you know, in larger areas than I normally would if I wasn't standing around naked trying to moisturize my body. So yeah, I've been going kind of overboard with that, but yeah, I will be done with this by next check-in, which is really good. I'm not going to preemptively put another skincare product in just yet because I was looking at my skincare products and I'm like, everything seems to be under control. There's nothing that I really want to use up quickly, or there's nothing that like I've doubled, tripled up with. So I'm sort of just happy to keep going with this at a sort of slower pace. And next month I will decide what to introduce. All right, my foundation combination has been fantastic this month. I'm really, really loving it. And I'm really glad that I found this combination because individually, I didn't mind the products, but they didn't work for me on a daily basis, whereas together they're perfect. So firstly, I've got the Mecca. This is the Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 23. This is quite grey toned for me. I have heard a lot of people say that if you've got quite yellow toned skin, this is really great at neutralizing it. I have very neutral skin, and because I do have redness, it can lean quite pink, and to me, on me, this looks quite dirty. So I didn't love the color, and also the coverage wasn't enough to cover my redness. So yeah, and BB creams in general sort of slip off my face by the end of the day. So mixing it with the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation in the shade Natural was a great combo because this is more of a matte foundation, very high coverage. It's got a peachy tone to it, which is too peachy for me, but together they're perfect. They make a medium coverage foundation that has like a semi-matte finish. It lasts all day and the color is perfect. They neutralize each other just to make my perfect skin tone. So I've been wearing these every single day. I don't even want to stray from them, and I don't want them to go away because it's such a good combination. Essentially, I do like 2 parts this and 1 part this, and it's perfect. So with this one, I did weigh it, and I'll have the weights on the screen, but I used up over 10 grams of it. So this is only 50 mils. So I've been, you know, you can even see that the packaging is like, it's going down. And then when it comes to this foundation, I was up to here and the center line is now down to there. So I do have quite a lot more to go. I think I'll probably use this up before I use this up. So I'll have to find like another BB cream product in my stash that I can mix with this. But hopefully they get used up together at the same rate because they're great. I really enjoy them. I'm still going with my fragrance, but again, I have been working at this every single day. I just use a small amount because it's quite a strong fragrance, and I'm down to here. So because the bottle is getting more narrow down here, I'm seeing faster progress. So those were the last few check-ins, and that one is where it's at now. So I love this perfume. It's very sweet and fruity and a little bit like childlike, but I do enjoy it. So yeah, I reckon that will be done in the next couple of months though. All right, so let's talk about lip products because I've pretty much made good progress on all my lip products this month. All of them are nude, so easy to wear. And because even though we've been sort of in self-isolation, I have been wearing makeup, but I haven't been wanting to wear like bold lip colors too much because, you know, I've been at home and, you know, sometimes I do it to perk myself up. Other times I'm like, I'll just go to the trusty old sort of Project Pan products. So I have been making some progress on my liquid lipstick. This is the Huda liquid matte lipstick in the shade Trendsetter. I do mark this. The way I tend to mark it is I will sweep the applicator around until I can see a clear part, which I'm not sure if you can see. So right there's clear, and then I'll put the wand back in, close it, and where it settles is where I sort of mark it. So it's not the most accurate way because there could be more product like up the top, but that's sort of how I'm going with it. And I've made a lot more progress this month than I have last month or the month before, and that's just simply because if I am wearing sort of like a bolder lip color, I've been forcing myself to use this. I don't love it so much. I think it is a nice sort of darker nude for this time of the year, so I'll keep going with it. But if I sort of slow down the progress, I might take this out at the next quarterly refresh. I've been making some really good progress with my Colourpop lip gloss. I pretty much use this all the time, whether I use it on its own or whether I use it with the lip liner that's in this project pan. But hopefully you can see, like, there is not much left in there. I've had to take the stopper out because I couldn't access the product, but like pretty much it's almost empty. There's a bit of product on the wand, and I think I can keep going with this for a week or so, but this is nearly done. I really, really enjoy it. I'm wearing it today over the lip liner, so this is a sort of nude glossy lip that I wear a lot. So in recent videos or photos that I've posted, chances are I'm wearing this. So yeah, so that I actually did weigh. So last time I checked in, that was at 23.65 grams, and now it's at 23.07 grams, and that's including the stopper. So there is a lot of progress made on that, and there's not much left in it. So what I'm actually planning on doing is introducing a new nude lip gloss to take its place when it's gone, because I feel like that one will probably only last about another week or so. So I've decided to introduce this. This is from Bite Beauty, and it is the French Press Lip Gloss in Salted Caramel. So this is an old limited edition product. They had like a coffee themed lip gloss range, and they've since discontinued it. This one is a really beautiful shade. I don't like the smell of it though. It smells like a weird oil that, I don't know, I don't love. So there's something about it that I haven't been reaching for this too much, but because I have had it for quite some time and I really like the look of it and I really like the color of it, it sort of is very similar to what I'm wearing and what it's going to be replacing. I thought I will focus on that after I've finished the Colourpop one. All right, so the other thing I have on my lips is, of course, the lip pencil, and I go through sort of waves of wearing this a lot and sometimes not wearing it too much, but I have made progress. So right now I can tell you that I've sharpened it down to where it says Illamasqua, so it's right where the A is. I'll have a comparison photo on the screen because it's easier to see that way, but this is getting hard to sharpen. So it's going to get to a point where I can't actually physically sharpen it because I can't grip it. So I think this is probably going to be done in the next month or two, which is great. Because I'm not a huge lip pencil person, but with a lip gloss, I think they're really, really beautiful. I've also made some really good progress on my lip balm type products. So I've got the Sephora Watermelon Lip Balm. So this is just a little nub now. So I'll have, again, a comparison photo on the screen so you can see what I was up to last month. But I've only got probably a week's use of this. There's part of me that wants to introduce another lip gloss to cover this, but because I do have a tinted one still on the go, I thought I'll wait. So this is my Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Honey Lip Protectant Stick. I really do like this. The color is really beautiful. It's like a sort of caramel color. Again, I sort of use it with the lip liner because I find that when I wear lip gloss, I don't know, it sort of loses definition in my top lip. So I just like to line my lips a little bit and then put this over the top or put the lip gloss. So this is also nearly down to a nub. So you can see the comparison on the screen. There's still a little bit more to go. And the last couple of weeks, I haven't used this too much because I've had it in my handbag, and because I don't go anywhere, I keep forgetting to use it. So I've been focusing more on the lip gloss and the lip balm this month. But I think next month I will be able to focus more on this. All right, time to run through the products that I'm making some progress on, but nothing too drastic. I'm gonna talk about my Suva Beauty. This is my liquid highlighter. Now, I have tried to use this as a highlighter. It's not really my jam. It doesn't really work with the makeup that I tend to wear because I wear makeup that is sort of semi-matte, so it sort of lifts it. So I have used this quite a few times, well, not quite a few times. I've used it a handful of times mixed with my foundation combination. Now, it hasn't become a staple combination with my BB cream and my Hourglass foundation because I find when I do mix this in, even though it gives a nice luminosity, it sort of makes me look quite oily by the end of the day, and it makes me feel like my makeup's breaking down faster than it is. So I've only made a little bit of progress, and I'm a little bit concerned because that's the most narrow part of the bottle. So if it's taken me a month to go down that much, I'm like, ooh. So we'll see how we go over the next couple of months, and I might take this out at my quarterly refresh because I'm definitely not going to use this up by the end of the year, let's be real, unless I start using it on my body in summer, but yeah, at least I'm trying. All right, the hair product that I introduced last month was by Kristen S, and it's a leave-in conditioner, like weightless shine spray. I really like this product, but again, I only use the smallest amount. I used a couple of sprays every time I wash my hair, which is maybe twice a week, so There's some progress, but not too much. Got a little bit of progress on my eyeshadow. So I've got my Wet n Wild single. This is just Creme Brulee. And hopefully you can see, I might actually zoom in so you can see them a bit better, but I will have a comparison on the screen. All right, so that's Creme Brulee. You can see that hopefully the pan is getting bigger. I have the shade Justify by Illamasqua, and hopefully you can see I've got a dent going on. So I do use this quite a bit. And I've been trying to focus just on that spot. So hopefully you can see that there is some progress from last month where there wasn't really much of a dent. Now I'm trying to work at that specific spot. All right, I'm trying to do a similar thing with this shade Wolf from Illamasqua, but I don't know if you can see it, and it keeps wanting to focus on the background. So let's hold it like this. There is a tiny dent just here where I'm sort of working at it, but it's a really dark shade. I do tend to use this in a lot of looks, but I just use the smallest amount, so that's going to take forever. Bronze Babe from Ulta Beauty. I have been using it, but again, there's not much of a noticeable dip in it. I think it was last month or the month before where I did break it and have to get it repressed, but I don't even know if it's focusing on it. But yeah, I have been using it, but there's not much of a dent. All right, I've got my MAC Fluidline in Past Twilight. I have been using this a lot. I'm using it today as my liner, but I've been working around the sides. I've sort of put a lot of Inglot Duraline, and I'm trying to rehydrate the product a bit. So it's looking very juicy, and I have been working around the sides, but I haven't sort of made any visible progress. With my Benefit brow pomade, I have been using it quite a lot, but again, there's not much visible progress. You can see that it is completely full up to sort of those ridges. I'm trying to work down the sides, but I don't know. I don't know if you can, it's a very slow task. I think I've seen progress with my eyeshadow stick. So this is the Jouer Cream Eyeshadow Crayon in the shade Rose Gold. So I will have a comparison on the screen, but it's just down to there. So I've been mainly using this just as a base. So I've got a base for this look today. I did put the Ulta sort of bronze eyeshadow over the top, the mattes in the crease, and then I also packed on another eyeshadow that I'm going to be adding into this, which is crazy because I'm not even making great progress. So why am I adding another one? Because I want to. But so I have been using this as a base, like a primer. When I did do a get ready with me using Project Pan products, people were saying to me, oh, this color looks really pretty on you, like it really suits you. It is a pink that I don't really like. I like the formula, but for me, the reason I don't like this, and I figured it out throughout the month. So for me, this color looks like inflamed sort of skin. So I actually have a patch of like contact dermatitis here and one above just under my eye, and this is the color of it. So when I do put this on, for me this looks like puffy eyes, and it just doesn't, it's not a color I like. So I do like the product and it does work quite well, but I've been using it just as a base. So yeah, hopefully you could see the progress of this on the screen because I have been using it, but I haven't been like layering it on. I've just been using it as a base. But what I have decided to do is add in a Super Shock shadow from Colourpop. This is the shade Stargirl. And the reason why I decided to do this is because I found it in my stash and I was like, this is a really pretty product. It's very sparkly. It's sort of like a nude, sort of light pink. I've patted it over the browns today just to add a little bit of lightness and like lift the look, because I found that the eyeshadows that I've got here, even though I do like the colors, they do create a kind of flat, dark look, and I don't always want to go for that. So I'm happy to use those shades, but I want something just to elevate it a little bit. And I found that this shade is really, really pretty. It also works really nicely over the top of this. So if I want to add a little bit more brightness and like champagne finish to it rather than the pinkiness, so it still keeps some of the pinkiness, but it sort of hides it with the shimmer. So I can use it either for a really sort of light champagne pinky look over that, just directly over it, or like I did today, just pat it over the browns. So this is a really beautiful twinkly eyeshadow that I thought, look, I've got heaps of Super Shock shadows. I don't use them enough. So if this works really beautifully with all the products in my Project Pan, why not add it to my Project Pan? I'm using it anyway. So that's what I've decided to do. I've added this in, even though I haven't used up any eyeshadows. All right, I've got a couple more products to update you on based on weight, and then I'll tell you the one product I have made no progress on, and that will be it for this month. So with the primer from Mecca Cosmetica, this is the Illuminating Primer. I do like using this. I use this every day. It has a nice sort of more moisturizer, but a little bit of luminosity sort of feel to it. So it's been nice, especially since the weather's been a little bit cooler at the moment. So I have made a bit of progress on this. Last time it was at 61.74 grams and now it's at 54.46 grams. So I've made a bit of progress. We're still going. I use it most days. So yeah, that's just a work in progress. With my mascara from MAC, I'm still using it, still trying to make progress. So this was 19.37 grams and now it's at 18.84 grams. So slow and steady, but I'm making progress. All right, with my Benefit Brow Contour Pro, this is the sort of 4-shade brow product. Last month I had used up the lighter shade, so that's all gone. And now I've got to use up the darker shade. Now I'm wearing it in my brows today with the pomade. I find that on its own, it's too dark. It's okay when I'm in the cooler months and I'm I sort of play up the darker brows a bit more, but I still have been trying to use this most days, but again, I can't fill in my whole brow, whereas with the lighter shade I could. So this is more just to add a bit of depth and definition to my brow. So I sort of go in with the brow pomade or a different pencil and I'll sort of go in and just sort of deepen up sections and sort of mix it in. So that's what I do. So I'm making progress on it, but this is a non-retractable pencil, so I can't tell how much I have left. With the two sort of nude shades, I've used them a couple of times, but I'm not trying to pan those because I just don't really use these sort of defining nude pencils. So as soon as the dark brown one is gone, I will consider this finished. But last time this was at 14.63 grams and now it's at 14.55 grams. But if you know any brow pencils, they don't contain much product. So that much progress is actually pretty good progress. With the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, this was 16.36 grams when I introduced it last month, and now it's at 16.09 grams. So surprisingly, I've been using quite a lot. I like it. I'm using it today. It really does set the brows well. And again, I'm only really panning this because I've had it for so long, but otherwise it's my favorite brow gel. So I really enjoy using it. All right, so if you've been savvy and you've been paying attention, you'll know the thing that I have not made any progress on is the Huda Tan Tour. So this is a cream contour bronzer product, and I have not touched this since my last check-in. Now I think there's a few reasons for it, so that's what it looks like, but it has not been touched. A few reasons for it. The first one is when I hit pan on my powder bronzer, I sort of just wanted to keep making progress on that. Also, this works best either on camera with like a full face of makeup or in sort of summer, because it is quite a darker bronzer for my complexion. So the powder one is a little bit lighter. It's easier to get a lighter sort of effect, but this one is pretty full on. So this works better in summer for me or on camera. And because I haven't been filming as much, we've been filming beauty news via Zoom. And when you're in really low resolution, you don't really need to worry too much about your makeup. So I haven't been using this. So I need to decide over the next couple of months if I want to take it out in the quarterly refresh and maybe come back to it in summer. I'll decide. But yeah, that's the thing that I've had no progress on. But it doesn't bother me because the other bronzer I've been making progress on. All right, so that's my Project Pan check-in for the start of May. I've made some pretty good progress this month, and I think because I've been stuck at home, but I've also been really enjoying the combination of these products. They've been working really, really well. They've been really reliable, and if I want to play with makeup, I'll just inject like a bright lip or, you know, a colorful liner or something. But the Project Pan products have been working so well together otherwise. I just keep reaching for them time and time and time again, which has been really great because you can see some really good progress, and I know the makeup works really well, so I feel confident using it. So that's been really, really good. There's a couple of products that I'll have to decide if I want to take them out at the quarterly refresh, but otherwise I'm really happy with the progress. If you did want to see any of the names of the products that I have mentioned, I will have them listed in the description box, but they won't be in order because I just pretty much have like a list of products from when I started, and then I add on the new things at the end and take out the things that I've used up. So it's not in order, but if you wanted to know any names of things, they will be listed there. If you do want to see people that are doing a similar style Project Pan, just click on the hashtag in the either title or the description box, and it will take you to other people that use the same hashtag. So it's a good way to discover other Project Panners, or if you are a Project Panner and you're doing this particular type of Project Pan, it's a good way to be found. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one and have a great day. Bye.